guys, so today I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing so far on here. I'm gonna do a film review. I really like movies a lot. I have aspirations of making movies myself one day. I've been trying to make an effort of watching more movies recently, and I just thought it would be nice to do some film reviews on here. I will probably try to do more of these pretty often as I watch movies, as I see new movies that come out this year, and older movies that I just happen to watch I might do reviews on as well. Since I've pretty much only been making videos about books on here, I hope nobody minds this. If you don't want to watch it, that's cool, it's fine. I'm not exactly sure when it came out in theaters, although it did come out in time to be in the Academy Awards this year. No, I'm not exactly sure of the exact date it came out. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as the main character, Theodore. Basically, a man who just going through this divorce to his longtime partner, Catherine. They've been together since they were very young, and they got married, and now she wants a divorce. And it's been about a year since they officially split, although Theodore has been avoiding signing the divorce papers because he still is unable to accept that the relationship is ending. This movie is set in a world that is slightly in the future from ours. It's not overly futuristic at all, but there are some elements in it that are a little bit more advanced in technology than what we have now, although it doesn't really call attention to itself, the fact that it is set in a sort of near future. It is very obvious though that it is set in a sort of near future. Theodore works for this company that basically has people writing these kind of intimate, really personal letters for people who don't or can't write the letters themselves. Basically, the people in the company, like Theodore, get information about couples from the people that are asking them to write these cards for them, and Theodore writes the cards for the people, and that's just basically what he does. He's a writer for that, and he is one of the company's best writers according to pretty much everyone that he works with. He just has this way of capturing what a relationship is all about in his cards through what people have told him about their significant others that they want him to write about. I mean, he has these consistent clients that constantly have him write cards for their significant others, so he kind of gets a really good look into their relationships and how they work, and he is kind of a voice for the person that asked him to write these cards for them. And I mean, I just spent a lot of time explaining that. It's not really that huge of a part in the movie, like it's kind of in the background, although it's definitely there that he does this as a job. But I think it's really important to his character to explain that he does that, because I think it really says a lot about him as a person for the rest of the movie. Basically, one day Theodore sees an ad for this operating system that has just been developed that is supposedly supposed to be able to evolve and just take in information and use it and evolve and change and grow an artificial intelligence that isn't just set in stone, that actually kind of takes in what it learns and makes itself better because of that. Theodore gets himself this OS, and he installs it on his computer, and when it installs, it basically asks him a series of questions, whether he'd like the voice to be male or female, and he chooses female, and then asks some other questions like what was your relationship with your mother, and just stuff like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what all the questions were, but it basically makes the personality of the OS off of what he answers the questions as. And the OS herself, it calls herself Samantha, and they kind of hit it off, and he first finds it to be really weird. He's really trying to figure out how this operating system works, and at the same time she is kind of trying to figure out how he works, and he really likes that about her. She is very much interested in learning about everything that she can and taking in everything that she can to grow as a person, and he really respects that in her, and because of that kind of develops these feelings for her. Despite the fact that she is an operating system in a computer, it doesn't seem like that to him. It seems like she is real, and that she exists because of the fact that she has a personality that actually grows and learns. And the two eventually, despite Theodore's reluctance in his like kind of unsureness about whether to do this or not, he kind of develops a relationship with Samantha, his operating system, and kind of falls in love with her, really. and I mean, he kind of has to keep it a secret because it's still a little weird. He knows that people will see it as weird that he has fallen in love with something that most people would not deem to be real, even though he definitely feels that she is very much real. And I mean, he is definitely not alone in this world. He is not the only one that has fallen in love with their OS, because the OSs are just these really interesting things that are they're program, they're software, but they have kind of transcended their original purpose and have become more than what anyone could ever think they would have been. And Samantha, like, feeling emotions and feeling things for Theodore definitely shows this. She actually shows a ton of emotion, and she has a huge range of emotions that are all really realistic. And like I said, he just feels that she is really real, and they just have this great relationship with each other, despite what some people around him that he knows feels about him being with an OS. Some people are very supportive and some people aren't. I don't want to say too much more about the plot. I mean, that's basically a lot of what happens, but I mean, there is a few other things obviously that go on that I don't want to really tell you too much about. I think you should watch the movie because it's really great. The direction is wonderful, and the writing especially is just perfect. It's amazing. It's so wonderfully written by Spike Jonze. He actually won an Academy Award for the Best Original Screenplay, and I think it's beyond deserved because it's beautiful. It's beautifully written. It's really, really intimate, really realistic in a really strange way. It's really believable. There's like nothing about it that seems too over the top, nothing that seems like it couldn't be possible. He doesn't spend too much time trying to explain the context of the world that this is taking place in. He really just focuses on the intimate relationship between Samantha and Theodore, and just really on Theodore himself and his past. And it's just really personal and really well done. And Joaquin Phoenix does an amazing job acting in this. I mean, the way that he portrays Theodore is just so real and moving. He just does a great job of having this connection with something that isn't necessarily even there, because when you think about it, when he was performing this in this movie, he wasn't really even talking to anyone. I mean, most of the time we hear Samantha's voice talking to him, but he's really just talking to himself when he's acting, and the way he acts it is just so perfect. There's so many little nuanced things about his performance that just really make Theodore come to life and become this really great character. Scarlett Johansson also does a really great job playing Samantha, and she is never on screen. Scarlett Johansson is never on screen. It's just her voice, and I was really surprised. I really wasn't sure how I would feel about her being the voice in this movie when I read about it. I wasn't sure if she could pull it off, but I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised at how well she portrayed the OS and its very strange but interesting personality and existence. Like, her existence felt really real because of the performance that Scarlett Johansson gave as her. And the person that played Catherine, Theodore's ex, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She does a really great job. We get a lot of flashbacks of Theodore's past with Catherine, and those are some really beautiful moments. It's beautifully shot and just really beautifully done, those moments are, because there's such a great intimate connection between Theodore and Catherine in those flashbacks. It's really amazing that they were able to capture these two people that are no longer together being so intimate and really just close to each other in a really believable way. When you watch the flashbacks, it makes you question how these two people could ever have split up, because they just seem so perfect for each other. And really, that's the tragic thing about it, is that Theodore sees these flashbacks, and this is all that he sees. This is really what he feels the relationship was. These are the tender moments that he looks back on and that he loves and that he sees when he thinks about his relationship, and they're all really intimate and all really beautiful, and it's just plain to see why he would have trouble letting go of this relationship he had. But Samantha helps him a lot with moving on from this relationship, although the question is brought up a lot: is it real? Is it a real relationship? Is it real feelings? Is Samantha real? Is this relationship weird, or is it something that actually means something? Is he this pathetic person for getting involved with an artificial intelligence, someone that isn't necessarily there, that he only can talk to and can't be physical with in any really real way. Is the physical even important in a relationship, or can it exist just through two people talking to each other, even if one of them is an artificial intelligence, albeit one that has its own personality and can think for itself. And I really love all the questions that are raised in this movie. I just really love everything about the way this movie was done. The production design, the sets and the costumes, and the cinematography. They all work together beautifully. The color red especially has a really great sort of portrayal in this. The way the production design plus the cinematography is done, it doesn't call attention to itself, any of the cinematography or the production design. They just blend together in such a beautiful, artistic way. This movie really is, to me, a great work of art because of how delicately every single frame is handled. All of the actors in this movie are amazing. They all do an amazing job with the performances. Like I said, the direction is amazing, the writing is amazing, the music is amazing. I love the music. It was written mostly by the guys from Arcade Fire, although there was a song written for the movie called The Moon Song, written by Karen O, which was nominated for Best Original Song. I love that song. It's a beautiful song. Music in general is just really beautiful and captures the tone of the movie really nicely. And really just the entire tone of the movie itself, from the cinematography to the production design to the directing to the writing to the acting to the music, is all spot on, really delicate, really intimate, and just overall really beautiful and really well done. It's easily one of my new favorite movies of all time, really. I love everything about it. I think it was done magnificently, and I really think more people should watch it. And yeah, I hope you guys, if you haven't seen it already, will check it out because it's great. And anyway, that's it for this. I'm probably going to do more of these, like I said, as I watch movies that are coming out this year and that I watch whenever I get the chance to watch movies. I think I'm going to do a review of the Lego Movie, and I think I'm going to do a review of the Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson, which I haven't seen yet. I'm hoping to see it this weekend, and I think I'm going to do a review of that as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm going to keep making more of these, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.